Hi, I'm Amber Como, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a heartbreaking tragedy that happened in 2010 that affected my life and many other people's lives in many ways. On April 12, 2010, I went to a concert at the House of Blues in Boston with a few of my friends. There was a boy standing next to me when we walked in, and we started talking and we became friends. This boy's name was Austin Dykes. We were both 15 when we met. Unfortunately, Austin lived in Wells, Maine, which was 3 hours away from where I lived in Millbury. This was really far away from each other, but we decided that we would exchange numbers and talk. We texted every single day after that. A month or two later, I went to another concert in Worcester, and I hadn't really talked to him in a few days. I was coincidentally with the same friend that I was with when we met him. We both walked in and saw a boy that looked just like him from behind, but we didn't want to ask if it was him. I was almost 80% sure that it wasn't him because he lived 3 hours away, and why would you drive that far just to come to one concert? Later that night, I got a text message asking if I was there, and I said yes. He said he didn't want to come up to me because he didn't know if it was definitely me. We talked for a few hours, and then we both went to sleep, and we didn't text again for a few months. Every summer, I go to Old Orchard Beach, Maine. When I went in the summer of 2010, I texted him asking if he wanted to hang out, and he told me yes and that he couldn't wait. Later that night, he ignored every one of my calls and every one of my texts. After that, I was really mad at him because he ditched me, but then again I realized it might be a misunderstanding and I might see him at another concert or something. Austin never talked to me again after that, and I didn't know what I did to make him do this, but I never really asked. One day in February of 2011, I looked on his Facebook page and I saw that people were posting rest in peace. I was hoping it was just a dream. I continued to look on his Facebook page and I found out that he passed away in September, so I was a few months late. According to the news report that I saw online, he was driving on Tacnic Road at 12:40 a.m. in Wells, Maine with his friend on September 11, 2010. Kids in this town apparently like to play a game called the Tacnic Challenge, which is when you can only go 65 miles per hour over and around corners to get air. Unfortunately, Austin's friend was driving, and he lost control of the car after going over a hill and crashed into a tree. They both passed away immediately. In the few months that I did know Austin, he was such an enthusiastic person and all he cared about was making me smile. He really loved making people happy and that's all he cared about. After knowing this boy for only a few months and hearing about this tragic event months later, I thought to myself, you can never take anyone or anything for granted. You always have to live in the moment and live your life happy because you never know what could happen or who you could lose. Until this day, I'm still heartbroken about this whole incident, and Austin always wanted me to be happy, and in the few months that I knew him, he always made me smile. So for him, that's what I continue to do. Thank you for listening.